Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what it is. It's me, your boy Trey. And this is First Formation Morning Sports Talk. Glad to have y'all fall in with us this morning as we talk about a couple of things, some of the things that's going on since we last left you yesterday. Intricate commentary, a little analysis, and all that in between. When able, we speak about some things that um, went on in our military careers or just from an aspect of the armed forces. So come on and fall in with us as we get this morning started. Look forward to seeing your information. As I say all the time, y'all see top coming up to the formation, get to run it up, or the commander or whomever, or when the formation time is coming for the most part. Uh, As always, the get started off with a formation, ended with a formation, and get to the next day. So fall in with us. Let's go. I'll give y'all a little time to get into the formation, get into the comments, get into the chats, so we can get this day started. It's a Wednesday. Our beloved co-host should be on soon to give his beloved. It's Hump Day Wednesday. What y'all got going on today? What's good out there? Just a couple of more minutes and we get it started. Get it ready, get it ready, get it ready. What y'all know about talk that's now roll with it. Come catch a whole vibe with us. Let's go. If you come. What's good, Bishop? What's good, sir?
What's going on? WGO. It's hump day. What's good, man? How you living?
Oh, I'm good, sir. I just said to say my beloved co-host should be on soon to give his and then just like that,
Mhm.
it was
Yeah.
presented.
Yes, it's hump day, man. Y'all know what it is. It is a great day. It's halfway through the week of this short week because we know Monday was the holiday. So we closer to the weekend, man. What's good with you? How was your Tuesday night? How was the volleyball game? Volleyball games, right? That's what it was, right?
Yeah, it was volleyball, brother. We took it was like so usually when I go in, especially for volleyball, usually when I go in the morning, I the not in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, usually the volleyball system is already set up,
Right.
except for yesterday. It's a
What?
good
Oh,
yeah, it's a good thing that the first game was basically a forfeit. The one of the teams didn't show up because it took about 30 to 45 minutes to put that system up. And it wasn't even to standard in my opinion. So it was a hustle. I was in there sweating. The two the two officials we was trying to put it together. I was calling people and like, hey, talking through going through the volleyball, putting the system up, and then
what
of course,
happened? Why we get up?
I don't know, man. It was just I don't know. It's an intricate. Oh well, because so usually but I call it our Fort Polk volleyball community. Usually they're the ones
Put it
that
up.
put the systems up. So
Mhm.
so if they're playing that night, they usually in there putting it up or work like that. But I maybe it was because everyone was coming off the Fourth of July. Maybe it's saying the after day hangover, or saying, or just resting. Of course, Fort Polk was in uh block leave season, but they should be coming back or done. So it was just, I think it was just a little hangover. People was like resting. No one was trying to go play volleyball yesterday. So some of those teams that have players that are more of the avid volleyball players, they weren't scheduled to play, so they weren't there. Usually they come there, they put the system up, they get a couple of hits in, they may run a pickup game or two
Mhm.
before 6 o'clock, so they could get there before the game start. Or
Mhm.
but they just wasn't there, and it was left up to myself. And well, I just hold myself accountable because I should have sit and watched them put it up. But usually I get there a little later, or I'm like running trying to get the other stuff set up, like the scorer's table, get
Mhm.
people signed in and all that type of stuff. And
Mhm.
so that was one of my. weaknesses in me as a sports specialist as assembling the volleyball system. Um, and then I was watching some. I had to go talk to a couple of players from the Fort Polk basketball team, where the coach and the one and their all star, of course, as one of their shout out to Dion Claiborne, as he was selected as an NBA All Star for the 2022 season. So I had
That's
chopped it up with them. I chopped it up with them a little bit in the gym, and then was talking about and then it was of course putting me up on speed, letting me know some things, talking about uh, getting ready for the tournament. So I was speaking to them and talking to them and engaging with them, and then I finally was like, hopefully that maybe someone will walk in to put it up, and it just didn't happen. So I had to tackle that task, and I would just say the volleyball system won.
volleyball system
Yeah,
one.
1-0. They're up
One
1-0.
of them. They want. So do you plan
Yeah,
on going back in
go
time?
get it back in that ring. Nah,
Yeah,
if I
and
can
if I
help it, yeah, if I can
you can
help
at
it.
least make it 1-1. You ain't gonna at least make it one.
Nah, we good. We good.
They good. They
I could sip and
will
lick
take the
my.
loss.
Yeah, I could take my loss, lick my wounds, and come back. Maybe face it at a later day.
Wow,
What you do with your Tuesday yesterday?
man, I ain't do nothing. What did I do yesterday? I don't think I did anything. Nothing. I don't think I did anything yesterday. What I do? Chilled out. Yeah, yeah, I chilled out for the most part, man. I didn't do nothing. Nothing at
Yeah,
all.
that retirement life,
Yeah, yeah.
or correction, fully retired. We both retired, but it's one of us. Only one of us lives the fully retired life.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's so only
I'll
one
take
lives.
that. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. Yep.
Uh, so of course, what we got? What we got? Hold on, let me get back. Let me get back. Oh, so of course I had to reverse my words. I guess I was just, oh damn, that's another one.
What?
Yesterday when I stated that Devin Booker was on the cover, and then of course Anthony had stated, and then a few minutes later I seen it
Yeah. You
that the
talking about?
cover, yeah, you know what I'm saying, the cover athlete for NBA 2K23 is actually your Ernest himself.
The greatest of all time.
Uh, you know what? We're gonna get to that conversation in a second.
There you go, Andre. Tell him about it. The GOAT.
We're gonna get to that in a second. I don't know. Like when people say that, I have a thought comes up my head. I just don't
I
know.
don't know why. I don't know why I
But
thought it even
of
crossed
course,
me or why that would be a question.
you know what? That's going to be a good topic in which we're definitely going to get into. But to talk about the great life, as per what Bishop was saying, and we'll go with that for the time being, the greatest
Of
of
all
all
time.
time.
That's right. Of all time. Don't forget that part. Don't just say greatest. You gotta add
Yeah,
the OG.
with the full inflection and everything.
Yeah, all of that. All of that. All of
Okay, so as the bishop said, that this we'll go with that for the greatest of all time.
that. There you go. There you go. There you go. It
Mike
is.
Michael Jordan is
Yes.
the cover athlete for NBA
Not B
2K23 this
Jordan. Not
year.
Michael B. Not Michael B.
Not
Don't get
Michael
it.
B.
Not Michael B. Jordan.
Is it
But
Jay? Was it Jeffrey? Is it Jeffrey? Is
I
it
think
is
it
his
is
name
Jeffrey
Jeffrey?
Jordan. I think it's Jeffrey.
Michael J. Jordan
Yeah.
races the cover this year, as it is the 23rd iteration. It is the year 2023, going into that fiscal year, or the NBA season that's going to end in 2023. So Michael Jordan is the cover athlete. Of course, they have two editions: the MJ edition and the Championship edition. As we know, there's going to be a price
I have
to
both.
both those.
No, I'm not.
Which one? You know
I'm not
what?
getting, I said I was getting both, but I'm not. I'm only getting one. I'm getting
Bishop
the
is he's
this
probably
one.
gonna get the championship edition.
Absolutely.
Bishop is an avid gamer. Of course, I'm very sure he's put a couple of y'all. I don't know if y'all ran into him in the sphere in that metaverse yet.
Yeah.
Uh, I
Always
know
come.
him and Ron traded Ron from the
Yeah, right.
Speakeasy. We
Yeah.
traded names. I don't know if they ran into each other yet, or even Madden
No, we haven't. We haven't. Me and Rob.
2K or anything like that.
No, we haven't.
Um, it's I'm telling you, you got to be online when Bishop play it. It is a sight to see. Goodness, oh, that is. Sometimes, like I played Call of Duty with him, and bruh, goodness
I
gracious,
don't know what he's
it
talking
be.
about, y'all. I have to try to this dude is speaking on.
Woo, boy, y'all got it. Y'all just got to do it. That is something. You know how you have those things in which you got to witness yourself and go see. It's like those. Like some people wants to go to the Essence Festival. Um, some want to go to every NFL uh stadium to collect tickets.
Mhm.
Some want to experience serving in this country. Seeing Bishop in the gaming world is something a sight to see. That should be on your bucket list. Just to let y'all know. And so, if you can
So,
get it, I look forward to to experiencing that all over again. I don't
what's up?
at some point. So what's good, Leslie? You got to see it, Andre. For real, you got to see
Don't listen to him.
it.
He got jokes. Don't listen to
So,
him. But
but yeah, so
if y'all ever want to catch me on the PS5 network, man, come check your boy out. It's diehard_PB Papa Bravo. Come check me out, man.
it's a sight to see. I say y'all gotta see it. Y'all gotta see it. But of course, like I was saying, Jordan. Additionally, he's going to. This is his fourth cover in which he has been on NBA 2K11, NBA 2K12, NBA 2K16, and now NBA 2K23. Uh, of course, maybe it's a homage. It has been reported that Jordan is a 100 rating. We haven't seen many 100 ratings, as we know.
He should
Um,
be a 101. They should give him a 101.
Dang,
They should give him a 101. I'm just saying, not just
I think
100. He should be a
I
101.
think Steph is a 99, or is he a 99? Or he might be 100. I think they didn't give him 100. I think he a
I don't know.
99.
Yeah, I think he's 99. I don't know if they gave him.
But
You can
the
give too many
dis-
people.
the disrespect they give Russ,
What
supposedly, unless it was just a meme. The
what they give for?
disrespect. A 72? They
Oh
gave
yeah,
him a my player rating? Come
yeah.
on, man.
No,
Like,
my
stop
play
playing.
rating. Actually, my play rating is a
It's a
60.
seven as a 60. Okay,
Um,
a
oh, they gave
78.
they gave
A
Russell 60.
78. The
That might be.
disrespect, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that what of course he can build if he plays better. He'll build his rating up throughout the course of the year. They'll go back in and adjust it if you haven't adjusted yourself already in playing. So, but in regular gameplay, they will go back and adjust it throughout the season if warranted.
A
Um,
78? If they gave him a 78, that you know
that's
what?
disrespectful.
No, from this season, a 78 might be well represented for Russ. To be honest, a 78 Russ gets no respect. I feel you. I mean, you sound like Trey. I don't know. 78 might be. I mean, okay, it might be a little low. I probably if it was me, let me say this. If it was me, I'd probably
If
gave him
you're my player with 78,
60. No, 60. My player starts out
no,
as
I'm talking. Yeah, it starts out, but I'm saying if you're my player with 78 right now,
mhm.
what's going to be your feeling?
If what do you mean
You're my player.
my current right now?
You're playing my player. I know he's not. I know he's higher because you spent a
Yeah, he
couple
at
of coins
99 right.
on him.
Yeah, he at
You
99
spent a
right
couple of coins and stuff on him.
now.
But
He,
if he was a 78, what would
at,
his gameplay be right now?
his gameplay, if he was a 78 right now, that mean he turned the ball over a lot. For one, he turns the ball over a great
He
deal.
bricks.
His shots is
He's not
not his,
consistent.
yeah, his shot is very
He
inconsistent.
probably he might just be he might just be a layup person, a layup
Yeah,
player.
he ain't gonna finish too many dunks.
Hmm
He can't his passing ain't gonna be up to par too much either. At a 78, yeah, you really not doing a whole lot, bro. At a 78, you ain't doing a whole. You got to get in probably like the mid 80s, high 80s to really start being able to do some things. And then when you get in the 90s, you get even better. Once you hit 95, you start, yeah, you kind of you're almost there. You're almost there. But yeah, 78, yeah, you make it. You get turnover after turnover after turnover. They stealing the ball like you a 3-year-old from you. Like you ain't getting no you ain't getting no steals. You ain't getting your shots getting blocked. Westbrook. Somebody say
You
West.
you you getting talked to bad by the little kids.
Oh man, they dogging you. Tell you should throw the game away. Get off the game. Stop
Uh,
playing. Yeah, they say you should
like
throw.
this dude trash. Like that.
Tell
I
me,
don't know if y'all see the
I'm gonna be honest.
little memes with the little kid that be like, "I'm trash. You trash,"
Bro,
and be
bro,
playing.
I'm gonna be honest. Like when we go play in the park, or not, well, yeah, even the park or in the rec or in the or pro am. If you were 78, bro, or if you a certain number, if you ain't
You're
over
not getting on the court.
people, you know how people join your court. If you a
They
78,
kicking you off.
they not joining. They getting as soon as they see your number, they jumping right off. They jumping right off. They not coming. They not even playing with you.
The
They not even
disrespect.
playing
How
with
does a person how does so basically I got to get my skills up because I haven't had a my player in years.
you. Yeah.
I might sip and get down with it. Of course, the pre order starts tomorrow. So how does a player, let's say like myself, so you're not gonna even give me co-host or frat love? You gonna sit up and do me like that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do you like that because I don't
Okay,
do
okay,
that.
okay,
I don't jump off. But people, I've me and the guys which I play with, like most of the guys in which I play with are 99s. Now they got
okay.
some other, like, so most people who play um 2K, they have like 4, 5 different players that they've created. So they have one player that's their go-to guy, and then some players, then they got other players they're trying to build up to a 99. So some players may be in the 80s, some people 95, 93s, whatever. Like me, I got 3 guys. One
Mm-hmm.
guy's one, my main guy's a 99. My big man, I got a big man I got a small forward who's like 6, or I got a 2/3 who's like 6'7". He's the 99. That's my main dude. Then I have my second guy I have is a center. He's like I think he's 6'11. No, 7 feet. He's 7 feet. He's a 93, 92, 93. He's 7 feet, 92, 93. That's my second guy. And then I got a point guard. He's like 6'3", I think, 6'4", and he's like I think he's a 70 something. I don't even really play with him like that. But yeah, most of the guys in which I play with, they all have over 90s. Now, most of them have 99s, and then they got their small guys, right? Or guys that they're trying to steady build. But anytime we go in there, like we most of the time, 6'5", two-way threat, 99. Hey, punchline, you got to come on, man. We can get down. We can definitely use the two-way threat, 6'5" shooting guard. But um, yeah, so a lot of times then when we go in, if we don't have a full squad of 5, sometimes it's 2 or 3 of us playing, and so of course we'll get some other guys that are random guys to come play with us. And if, like I say, once they see if you ain't in not in 90 something, then 9 times out of 10 they won't play with you unless they are low number themselves, and then sometimes they'll play. But if they in the 99s and all that and they all star or whatever, they're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna play with you, bro. They're not gonna play with you.
And see. So Bishop said he would play with me, but y'all don't. Y'all. So it's you have to look past the underlying information. So yes, Bishop said he would play with me, but Bishop didn't say how bad he's going to talk about. Be like, come on, man, what are you doing? That was an easy layup. You know.
No, because
And what comes with that is like, dang, get you some VC coins or something. Like you need me to send you. You need me to send you a PS5 gift certificate for your birthday, like all that's gonna come, like all that's so
no,
that's what he's
no,
not saying. That's what he's not letting
no.
you know.
So so you gotta understand, right? When you got a group of people playing and it's 5 of y'all got a squad. When you got a squad, of course, y'all overall rating is off everybody's uh rating. So if everybody's a 99, then of course your whole squad is gonna be a 99 going into the court. Well, if you got somebody like you said, Trey, you coming in with a dude who's a 70, it's gonna drop our rating. You know what I'm saying? From a 99 to like a 90 or something, 91 or something, depending on what your rating is. So yeah. Now when you coming in the game, not saying we won't play with you, but what we're gonna say is we're gonna be like, good lord, guy, like we're gonna expect you to not do a whole lot because you're still trying to build your do. So you got those cats, man, who play the game, who want to be Michael Jordan, don't want to pass the ball, want to be Steph Curry shooting from the half court line. Like, come on, man, stop. Like, why y'all doing too much, man? Y'all really doing too much. Sometimes people just do too much, man. Take 30, 40 shots and hit 5. Like, come on, man. Why you doing that, man? Stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? And me, I'm the type of person, I don't even take up a whole bunch of shots. I'm not that dude. I'm not that dude. Like if you watch a lot of my games, when we be playing in the pro am and rec and stuff, you'll see I don't take a whole lot of shots. I don't even think I don't think there's ever been a game where I've taken over like I don't think there's a game I've ever taken 20 or more shots in a game. And if I have, it's because maybe it's me and one of my other partners who was playing, and the rest of them are AIs. So of course that's what those are computer people. So of course I'm gonna take more shots because the AI ain't gonna take no shots, and then ones they do take are stupid and they don't make no shot. They don't make them. The 2K is garbage for making the AIs trash as they do, and then put them in the wreck with us and thinking they're gonna be productive. That's trash. I think that's the most. That's why I hate playing online sometimes. I totally agree with you, Punchline. That's exactly why. And the AI, they give you trash AIs who can't do nothing on the game, man. It's ridiculous. But anyway, those are some of the games you might see me shoot over 20 times when we got AIs, and maybe I got one of my boys playing along with me. But if we got a full squad, you will hardly ever see, or you will probably never hardly ever see me shoot over 20 shots, over 20. But what I do, I'm huge on assists. I'm huge. I love giving assists. I'm that assist dude. If you cutting and going to the lane now, with that, I have sometimes because I be trying to force assists, I have a great deal of turnovers because I'm trying to force passes here and there and things of that nature. So sometimes I may have 7, 8 turnovers, which is bad because it drops my rating and all that. So that's horrible. But there are games where I do.
You hear him too. He be like, "You ain't getting the ball no more, no
Yeah,
more. I ain't got you the ball
I
no
do
more."
because I got cats on there, man. I give them pass and be wide open and missing the jumper, bro. Missing the jumper, man. Wide open, missing the jumper. I'm like, come on, man. You killing me, bro. You killing me. But I will pass the ball. There's games where I'll be having double doubles. I have double doubles, points and assists, and stuff like that. What up, Coach Miles? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, what's going on? What's
Commissioner
going on with
NBA of the NBA, not M, as
Mike?
in
Mike Bravo Alpha.
yes,
They're
NBA.
they're in the game.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much the size of it, man, for the most part, man.
So of course, so like I said, yeah, it's just something y'all got to catch and see. It's a spectacle. So I guess you also what's going on tomorrow. Like
What's
I
going
said,
on?
that to this they dropped the like I said, they also dropped preseason correction. The pre-order season opens up for the NBA 2K. Additionally, what goes on tomorrow is all those teams. Uh, when you try to get on, coach, you need me to send you the link now.
Whenever you want to get on, Coach, you know you can get on the show whenever, bro. You know you more than welcome to jump on the show.
So, of course, what happens tomorrow? Additionally, is they all the free agency begins uh, from the Motarium for the most part. So, okay, I got you, coach. Um, to where teams can sign the free agents. They can, and all those trades become official. And the rookie scale and veteran contracts can be signed. Those extensions, as well as the clock is on for the offer sheets that have been offered. They haven't been picked up. So, like players like DeAndre Aiden or any other players that had offer sheets offered initially. Y'all know that there was an offer sheet to Malik Bridges, and that offer sheet got rescinded due to his issue situation.
Domestic
So
violence, right?
yeah,
No, that was it. Him? Yeah, that was
yeah,
Malik.
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
was him.
yeah. So his offer sheet has been rescinded at this time. So all those could be done. Of course, additionally, what we have is the players who have already uh, certain players can sign like as of July 1st, players that were drafted in the first round were able to sign contract. Free agents that signed for the veteran minimum exceptions, i.e., the 2 years or less, are allowed a single to sign contracts as well. So all that said, players like Bradley Bill and stuff like that tomorrow starting at 12:30, he'll be able to officially sign his contract. All those extension players will be able to sign their contract. All that will be able to go down, and we'll start to see there. So, but like you was like saying, additionally, outside of that, it had a couple of other signings here and there. Of course, the Los Angeles Lakers bring back center Thomas Bryant, as he is now a Laker again. He was traded initially for the Russell Westbrook, and now they have brought him back possibly to be the starting center. Um,
He was there in
He ret-
17 and 18, right? 16 or
yeah,
17, 18,
yeah,
17.
yeah, yeah. He was drafted by them initially. Then, like I said, he played a couple of years. I didn't understand why they gave him up instead of they gave Zubac up as a set of him, but they kept Bryant as Zubac went, maybe because Zubac was more of a had more upside, and he was bringing in more assets. But Thomas Bryant ended up he left with Kyle Kuzma, Caldwell Pope, and who else was that for the Russell Westbrook? That's how he ended up in
Yeah,
Washington.
wasn't
And
Rondo in that one too?
Rondo go? I don't think it was three. It was that Kyle Kuzma, KCP, and Thomas Bryant. That's what it
Oh,
was.
okay.
So that's how they ended up. All went to Washington. Russell Westbrook came over, and that's how he's now back in LA, signed with a 1 year, $2.3 million deal. Of course, we discussed yesterday. T.J. Warren is now a Brooklyn Net.
Mm.
Um, Aaron Holiday agrees to a 1 year deal in Atlanta. Luke Cornett signs 2 years to be in Boston. Derek Jones re-signs on the 2 year deal, $6.6 million to be with Chicago, as well as Goran Dragic signs a 1 year deal in Chicago. And lastly, of course, Serge Ibaka re-signs 1 year deal with Milwaukee to be their additional 1 year, uh, which is all great and what is being said. But a little bit before we get back into what the meat and potatoes of what's going on in the NBA, have you been checking out the summer league? Any of the summer
Yeah,
league? You got the
I see
Utah
Holmgren.
Classic and the California Classic.
Yeah, I see Chet Holmgren did his thing last night. He had a double double, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Chet Holmgren,
he was balling. So
oh,
we,
four or five blocks.
before we really get into Chad Holgren, okay, hold up. What's going on, Commissioner Mike Myers? What's good with you this morning, sir?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's always
Up,
great to see you
man.
guys.
What's
Yes,
good? What's
sir. You're
good?
good. Good. Say no problem. No problem. So we was just talking about. I was just asking Bishop had he checked out the summer league, any of the summer league games, which he brought up Chet Holmgren, which we're gonna talk to him about in a second, but I would more so like, saying, and I wasn't going to do it, but the background on Commissioner Myers' wall it invigorates me to sit up and speak and talk about how the
Here,
Lakers have a affinity to find talent,
here
whether
we go.
it's drafted or whether it's,
Here we
saying how they pick it up. They find talent, and they have
Here
found
come the
two.
nonsense.
They have found two.
Here come the nonsense.
They have found two: Cole Swider and Scottie Pippen Jr. SPJ, as I'm going to call them, SPJ, and
Yeah,
and,
I give you Scottie Pippen
and
Jr.
Cole Swider too.
I ain't gonna give you that.
Shooter. No,
I'm
come
not.
on. Okay, well, it remains to be seen.
Yeah,
They
it's
have
really thank you. That part.
they are doing damage for the Lakers summer league team. They currently are in the California Classic. They are 2-1. As we know, the summer league in Las Vegas, where it all goes down, like it's a DM, is going to be is going to start off that where all 30 teams are going to play, and that starts tomorrow. Of course, additionally, you got other teams. Keegan Murray has shown that he is a problem. Like he showed that, y'all talk about I should have been drafted number 4. I got something for you. I should have been drafted number 1. Well, maybe not number 1, because like you said, Chet showed that he definitely should have
Yeah,
been drafted where he's at, and
that dude
maybe
keep
should go a
balling
little
right
further.
now. Yeah,
Keenan Ellis, as well as Naeem Yasimis, Quetta showed out for Sacramento as well. Nikola Jovic, he showed that he deserves to be in Miami, and he might be a problem. Who else? Lester Quinones with Golden State Warriors. It seemingly like he's going to be a problem, but that's only a small amount. Like I said, that was the Las Vegas Classic. The Los Angeles Classic to a California Classic where Golden State, Sacramento, the Lakers, as well as Miami played in, and now they got Utah Classic going on. But as I said, Coach Bishop, Chet Holmgren, 23 points on 7 of 9 shooting. Four of those field goal conversions was 3-pointers. Uh, 7 rebounds, 4 6 blocks, 1 steal. So he broke the record for blocks in a summer league game, and he said, "I'm trying to break that record." Is he brash? Is he a little? Does he have bravado about himself, or do you think this is who he's going to be, gentlemen?
I think Chet Holmgren's going to be. I think what we seeing right now. Again, this is summer league, so we know that these ain't all the big boys right now. He's just playing against his peers for the most part. So once he gets into the big leagues, and once he gets on the real court, we're gonna see if he can bring all of that he's doing in the summer league into the real league. Because right now we know summer league is summer league, right?
It's a man's game, and so he's still a young man.
That part.
There's a lot of people who are summer league all-stars, just like there's a lot of people who are practice players, and but when the lights come on, that's when you get a chance to see if this guy's going to be legit and the real deal. I mean, he's got a lot of buzz. I think he's got a balance of both, a drive to compete and show what he can do, and a little bit of ability to just kind of stay where he needs to be in. But there's a whole bunch of players who are all-stars for 3 or 4 weeks in the summer, and then the regular season shows up and they end up playing for the same team they played in the summer for the rest of the league.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true.
They end up staying where they're at because
that's so true.
I mean, it's just like you can't.
When the big boys get on the court, when you up against your superstars, and it's like
And we all know, we've all seen Chet Holmgren's build. He's light. He's real light. So
but KD was.
So people keep saying that. I was about to say, people keep saying that. So is that really an issue?
Yeah, but KD ain't as quite as light. KD was light, but I don't think he was.
KD was light.
He was.
KD was Texas light because when he was in Texas, he was light. He wasn't even light. He was thin.
He was. But I'm waiting to see if Chet can put on the weight coming into the league, put on the weight in the next couple of years. He could be a force, man. He could be a force. He definitely.
I think so. I do. I think he's arrived. I mean, a lot of people don't know that, but I mean, he's his size, his shooting ability, his defensive ability.
Right.
He's going to be a problem. That's just the bottom line is he's going to be a problem. And he's been saying that for a while now that he can't wait. I mean, so he's going to be a problem.
Hopefully he's gonna say it ends up and goes that way. Because it's definitely a situation to where like you said, or could maybe like you said, KD was light, Chet is light. But I don't think their skill sets are the same. But I mean, even though he may evolve into that. We looking at a 7-footer that may be a second coming of KD, and we didn't even realize it. So it remains to be seen.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It depends on how he's used too.
That part,
because he's in OKC.
And that's different. Like their superstars are different in OKC than they are on, let's say, the Lakers or Brooklyn or anything like that. So that makes a difference too. Like he's going to be still playing with his peers for the most part.
Right. Well, right now they're saying the Oklahoma OKC has the pick of they got the best draft picks.
Oh yeah, by hands down.
Yeah, they're saying they got the best draft picks. So look out for OKC because in the near future, OKC could be a problem.
They're like the '90s Mavericks when the Mavericks got all those great ball players. They got the Steve Nashes and they got the Dirk Nowitzkis and the Michael Finleys.
Yeah,
people don't know about that. I'll take you back.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That young Mavericks team they were a problem.
Right,
they were a problem. Right, so,
and you feel like OKC is that of now, or possibly
I think they could possibly grow into that.
Right,
grow into that. A lot of people are excited about it. So that it's basketball in Oklahoma City is not going anywhere. So it's gonna be flourishing, and with this new guy coming in, he's gonna have a lot of pressure on his shoulders to win now.
To deliver, to deliver, yeah.
So what is it's funny that you say that, Commissioner. So in with that notion, what do you see as being let's not say their ceiling going forward. The ceiling for next year, is it winning more games than they did last year? Is it the play in? Is it the playoffs? Or what do you think is the ceiling to say that okay, they're going along as they should be with not too much to expect it?
Oh no, Oklahoma City has to make the playoffs for all
Mm-hmm.
their draft picks. I mean, you draft to win now.
Yeah.
You get a potential you get a season to where you go as far as you can, but every team when they start the season, they're looking to get to the playoffs. But OKC should be looking to get to the playoffs, not the play-in game. They should be
The
looking to try
playoffs
and
succeed.
get into playoffs. Yeah.
And so without them, if
Top
they don't
six.
make the playoffs, then you're saying that's an unsuccessful season for them.
Well, every season's successful, but for them, if they don't make the playoffs, it won't be because of the talent. It'll be because of the way the talent's being used, and so that's where you start looking at coaching staff and management, and because every coach is not the best fit for his players, and every group of players is not necessarily the best fit for a coach's system, and so they'll have to start looking at that if they want to be successful. But they could be successful and just run into a team that's better than them, get knocked out of the playoffs, and so then you're like, okay, so what do we do? What do we need to do now to keep building pieces? This is very reminiscent of OKC when they were building with Russell Westbrook, KD, and James Harden.
Right.
Very, very, very reminiscent of that. They had more players than that. I mean, they were a very sound team.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So let me ask you this, Coach Myers or Commissioner Myers. What do you feel like OKC is missing anything, or do you feel like they have what they need right now to make it to the playoffs? Do you feel like
No, they don't. I mean, first of all, just because you draft a 7-foot guy center who can do a lot of things doesn't mean that he's battle tested in season. So just the fact that they have young players. If you notice that historically, all the teams that have won an NBA championship have failed. Okay. So you go back to, and I'll start with the Pistons, right? They couldn't get past Boston. They got past Boston. They got to the finals. They got beat by LA, right? Next year, they got through the playoffs. They got past Boston or whoever they played in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then they played the Lakers and they swept them. And they probably shouldn't have swept them that year. Who was in the way of Chicago? Detroit.
Right.
Okay. Who was in the way of the
Orlando
Knicks?
Chicago.
Chicago was in the way of the Knicks, and then finally the Knicks broke through and got to the finals. And so you have what happens is, even in any situation, you have teams that continue to try, and they learn something, they bring something new the next season from what they've learned the previous season. So that's what's going to happen with OKC. I would say they make the playoffs this year. The next year, their goals should be the Western Conference semifinals. The next year should be the Western Conference Finals, and then or higher. The Western Conference Finals or higher.
Okay.
So
I like it. I like
Got
it.
it. So a brief intermission. Coach Commissioner MBA finals coming up, walking up on it. It's like the White Walkers. The winter is coming. What is expected coming this? What's that? Next week of the 15th
the
to 16th, 17th.
Next Friday, it all goes down.
Goes down. Like Trey say in the D, like in the DM.
Yeah, it's gonna be it goes down into Denver.
Yeah, Denver.
Top teams coming. I'm looking forward to some really great basketball. I mean, and anybody could win it because everyone's going to come with their best for the most part. And so you know, and the big questions is how do they travel, you know? So my teams, the top teams that I'm looking at outside of my own team is I look at Luke, you know, they're the defending champs, so you got to knock them off. I also look at Pendleton. They're like the Detroit Pistons and the Chicago Bulls. They've tried once, tried again. And so they've learned a lot this year. They've won a lot of major tournaments this year. Out east, Benning has been playing pure, so they're just a team of brothers. They're going to be a problem. Obviously, Jackson Military, you know, they've got some guys on their team that are just they can flat out go, and you know, there's just a lot of teams out there, and then there's teams that could just come out of nowhere and surprise you. And I would say like a Nellis or a Cannon, Fort Hood, obviously. You know, they're coming off winning down in San Antonio, so there's a lot of teams out there that can walk away with this thing. But this is the greatest show on earth right here. This I mean, military basketball wise. You know, ring ceremonies and stuff like that are going to happen. It's just going to be fun, man. And this is our fourth year doing this, but our fifth year being in existence. And I really think that, and next year is going to be even better because, you know, the way we're structuring things and putting things down, it's going to be a lot easier to play and a lot more fun because the exposure is about to really, really take off. I mean, so I'm excited, man. And congratulations to Fort Polk, man, with Claiborne making the All-Star.
Yes. I spoke to him yesterday. I was like, congratulations. He's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And spoke about. So they, it's always, of course, it's a good thing to believe high yourself because it's like, I see Polk as a small market, a small money market. When you look at it, if you look at the NBA,
they are.
Yeah, it's like Polk is a small money market. So it's like they're the Portland Trailblazers of the NBA. so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You could argue those small media market teams, like Portland, like Oklahoma City,
OKC, yeah.
OKC is small media market. What else is another one? Freaking Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, don't nobody go to Milwaukee, man. Who's in Milwaukee? I mean, it's chill, but they've got 2 NBA championships, so you can't really hate on them. But Fort Polk, you think of Fort Polk, really, you think of JRTC. You know,
that part.
And don't nobody want to go down.
And no one wants to go to JRTC.
Nobody want to. They don't want to go to JRTC, and they don't want to go to Fort Polk.
That part.
Yes.
So
because I showed it when they sent me here, I was like, wait, what?
Yep.
Even a chaplain assistant was like, ooh. I was like, wait, sir, what are you talking about? He was a chaplain. He was like, ooh. He's like, no, it's a good thing. I was like, stop it, sir. Just say a prayer for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, and what Africa and Claiborne have done is put Fort Polk on the map. And I mean, as far as basketball goes, and they got a squad. If they come up here with everybody, that's a problem. That could be a problem.
And that's exactly you know what I'm saying. He said those exact same words. So of course
they come up here with everybody. That just throws everything off. Don't nobody want to see Fort Polk? Oh. They really don't, because you just they're an athletic team, and you're gonna be on somebody's poster. You're gonna be on somebody's poster, man. So,
oh wow, they like that.
That grit and grind mentality.
Yeah, they dunk on people, man. I'm not even gonna sit there.
They dunk on people.
They do. I'm not with no hesitation.
What?
I witnessed it myself. I witnessed it myself. So
that's what's up, man. And it starts when, Commissioner Myers?
So the Hall of Fame, which is another really cool thing, that starts the 14th. So we'll honor all the guys that have come before us. You know, some of the rings have been showing up at folks' places now, the Hall of Fame rings. Nice. and then they'll get jackets, so I mean we do it really, really big. Joseph A. Bank
Nice.
jackets with the little logo and everything on the side, and then the next day we have an opening ceremony and we play basketball Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And
That's what's
yeah,
up.
it's pretty awesome.
So,
I'm trying to see if we're gonna get that first formation extended coverage.
like you said, of course, you're saying we might be remotely, but we most definitely
Formation.
do it.
Hold on one second, gentlemen. Hold on 1 second.
Go ahead.
I'll be
Yes,
right back.
All right.
Yes. So,
Yeah. We definitely need to get that first.
He's going. We'll be remote, but we definitely got it. We're taking care of it. We'll make sure that I have it. Of course, when he come back, I have a question for him. Let's see another. Unfortunately, you know what, Coach Commissioner Myers, he's on here. He gets put on the spot a lot. So
Yeah.
I feel like we just should continue that tradition. So
Why not?
when he comes back, we put him on a spot again. So Coach, you there, then, Commissioner?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
So as I was just saying to Bishop, like for the most part, every time you come over here, it seems like lately you've been putting on the spot, saying on the spot questions. So it's like there's a continuous so why not just continue that tradition? Every time you're on, there's a on the spot comment or something like that. So
Sure, let's go.
So this will be our. So has there been of yet a media portion that has been put into the NBA Hall of Fame from a media
like a media person, like
media personality or something like that? Yeah,
like Chick Hearn. No,
yeah, something like that.
not.
So Bishop, there we have it. We have a goal and a stride to become the NBA's first media team to don a jacket. So I'm very sure we got the work to put in first. But there we have it.
Mad work. Yeah, we definitely got mad work to put in. And I'm all for that work. I'm all for that.
I would tell you some names of people that I would consider just based off of what they've done over the years supporting
contributors.
us.
Yeah, contributors.
Yeah. Jason would know. Jim Bly from E2G TV. I used to have something around here from them, but they really, when Jason brought E2G TV in, they really started the NBA and the Central off by live streaming the games. And me with my mindset and just kind of visionary, trying to figure out how we make things even bigger. We started looking at Jim Bly. So Jim Bly has done he's done 3 events with us with E2G TV. Now that we've been working with RSN and Kevin Walker and Jeremy Babb and those guys, they're definitely on the forefront. But the thing that's so great about what you guys do is I just asked to come on the show and you guys let me come on. I mean, can you imagine the talk after the NBA finals?
Oof.
That Monday
is going to be crazy.
Oh,
the talk that Monday after the NBA finals is going to be crazy because everybody's gonna be like, man, what happened?
Yes. Just like it was when that tournament y'all got done with. Everybody was all ears after that last tournament.
Oh yeah, people want to know what happened and what's going on. And
totally agree.
Then we have the All-Star game. Man, that thing.
Also, y'all are so there. That's a good question you bring up. So, is there an All-Star game? Okay. That's because I had to think. I was like, is it just the shout out, or do they get it in?
Yeah, dude, is it real?
So I'm not gonna make any news this morning.
Okay.
That's on first formation.
That's just gonna show more to come. That's how you leave that credit day.
What I can tell you is we are 90% there.
Okay.
Nice.
To have the game in OKC, which is why I've been giving a shout out to OKC.
Nice.
But we're 90% there to have the actual game, to get the game played. So
that might be a pull up, Bishop. That might be, depending on when it is. That might be a pull up.
That might be a pull up. You're right.
Yeah, depending on what it is, when it is. So yeah.
Oh, it's in August 13th. It's a weekend.
August so that 13th. Potentially can, because that's the dead season for us. That's just in between our next crossing, and yeah, we have to
Yeah,
look and see. That might be
might have to make that move. Might have to make
yeah
that move, man.
on the
That's
Well,
road.
but the thing is that it's what I was saying before was you guys have a platform where like everybody just can come on your show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they can come in, say their point, get
Mm-hmm.
their viewpoint across, get put on the spot. Like y'all try to put me on the spot. Uriah tries to put me on the spot.
Oh yeah, don't worry. They come in as soon as we got. I've been writing down names like you know, saying come the coming days. It's gonna be. We gonna see where everyone head is at, where their mind is at.
Yeah, because some people are focused, and
Mm-hmm.
some people are. It's like you're just happy to be here.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You know, I think Dave is focused. Coach Anderson is focused from the Marines. I think Paris is just as focused. Um, you know, all these teams that are out here, they're coming with an agenda, and you know, the question is, whose kung fu is stronger? You know,
Mm.
who got the best kung fu, and we're
Yeah,
gonna find out.
So,
yeah.
so Bishop, you have to sit up, and that's a little delving into that comment in which Commissioner Meyer has says because he is an avid practice. He practices the um the
Oh, I
martial
practice.
arts.
Yeah, I
Yes.
practice Kung Fu. Yeah, I
Okay.
practice.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
I
I ain't done that in years, but because I used to do it when I was little. I used to practice that, but I haven't done it in years. But I totally get where you're coming from. Yeah, whose kung fu is better? We all know how that goes. Everybody has those those senseis, those teachers who,
yeah.
excuse me, feel like they're the better teacher, who has the better kung fu or the better karate or the better jujitsu or whatever it may be. So I totally understand that. I totally get it. My question for you, Commissioner Myers, is I heard you speak of it. So, in regards to the other platform who was, I guess, first exposed the NBA, they live streamed your game. Will these games be live streamed upcoming
Yeah,
at all?
so the first day, it's gonna be on Live Bar, and I just got to get the links from
Okay.
Coach Brown. And then the second day, RSN will take over, and they'll be streamed from our YouTube page from NBA TV,
Okay.
NBA Bet TV. But RSN will have those links out to folks, and you'll start seeing a lot of that stuff start to kind of build up over the weekend and on Monday. Um, it's exposure, exposure, exposure. The
It's
more
everything.
we can, I love the basketball part. A lot of the coaches do, the players do, but at the end of the day, the platform that we're providing to these service members,
Mm-hmm.
to get out and play basketball, and high level basketball, it's incredible. And so, I mean, I did not know that we were going to get a post like the post that we have that's been out for maybe 36 hours now, for the All-Star team. I mean, that thing is like almost 13,000 people have viewed it,
Wow,
in less than 24 hours. And
that's
so
nice.
that's the type of, that's where we're going.
Right.
I mean, I have no agenda other than to continue having these events, and exposing military athletes, and getting them out there, not for just because of what they can do as far as shooting and playing basketball above the rim, but more for, um, this a resiliency outlet.
Mm-hmm.
This is an outlet for people to do stuff, and get their mind off of work, deployment, whatever, and just get out there and have some fun. And so, that it's fun. And then we have a show like this where you can come on and you can talk about it.
That
Mm-hmm.
part. That part.
Come on there and say, hey, look, I know guys have stuff for CMB. They're gaming and trying to, they think they're going to see the same team that they've seen the last 6 months, and
Right. Right.
they're mistaken. And
Mm-hmm.
so, um, I love the game just like anybody else, and I think I think all these other coaches do as well, and they're working hard to expose their players and get everybody ready.
That's what's up, man. That is so what's up. I'm so looking forward to it. Now that definitely make sure you get back on. Let us know whenever you get an opportunity, or give us those links so everybody that wants to tune in to the live broadcast of those games, that they have access to it. That way we can get it out there so everybody can participate and watch and see how well these games are being played. Like I said, there's so much talent in the armed forces. It's ridiculous. You would not
Oh,
have, you would be people would be amazed at how many talented basketball players there are in the armed forces. So I seen it firsthand. Like I told y'all many times before, I seen it firsthand, and I was wondering, like, how did these guys not make it into further into the league and things of that nature? Because I've seen some amazing talent.
well, some of these guys still have eligibility left, and that's the thing. That's where I am working with some. We've got some coaches that are going to be coming in to scout some of these guys, because if you're in your last year or two of your enlistment contract, and you can get recruited and go to school on your GI Bill, I mean, you can continue fulfilling your dream of playing basketball at a higher level. And who knows where that can go. I
Where
mean,
that goes, yeah.
you've got the Tim Jameses out there, the guys that have been in the military,
Mm-hmm.
that have um, that have been in the military and actually played in the NBA. So
Okay.
I'm just happy about it, man. And I really appreciate you guys giving me a platform this morning.
Oh
So
yeah, so no problem.
So real quick, Coach, Myers, so you do. I've been at wanting to know that. So you do have means or in ways to have people connected for those that still have eligibility to be able to play basketball, even though they're in the military. They still have that opportunity to possibly still play college ball somewhere. You still have those network.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Okay.
I recently received a recommendation from a very respected coach,
Mhm.
and NBA Hall of Fame basketball player, and and you know, a lot of times what we don't realize is a lot of our military coaches that have been coaching now, people like Paris, Dave, Uriah, myself, Coach Ace, John Morgan, Al Mayon, we have a lot of connections. Even Coach Red out there in DC, we have a lot of contacts in our network for people who just care and love the military, and some of these contacts are people who are Division 1, Division 2 NAIA coaches, and it's nothing for me to make a recommendation. I made a recommendation for a young man to get I said, hey, you just need to take a look at him at Georgetown, and Georgetown actually um, recruited this guy. That didn't recruit him, but worked him out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
had to take leave and went TDY up to Georgetown and got a chance to actually work out with the team. And that was just from the team visiting Georgetown and looking at their practice facility and just having a blast. And so it was pretty awesome, man. And so I what I say is definitely link up with these coaches. But our network and our little tentacles are starting to spread out into different places, not just with NBA teams, but with colleges as well. And that's where I think guys like Uriah and them guys are really making some headway.
Before we get to this question, Trey, real quick. So, let me ask you this last question, Commissioner. Do you advocate for that? Do you when you have players like that, do you talk to them and say
Leaving
like,
leaving military service to go
yeah,
into doing that, yeah.
yeah, do you give
Yeah,
them
that's a
the,
that's a that's a good question. That's a pretty hard question because retention is a big deal for the
I know,
military,
Mm-hmm.
right,
right?
right,
And so,
right.
but here's the thing. That's kind of like the question of, do you leave college and go to the NBA, or do you go to the
Mm-hmm.
NBA right out of high
Right,
school?
right.
Um, if you have the God-given talent to go and play college basketball and earn your education, then yeah, I'm going to advocate for you to go and get your education while doing something you love. But at the same time, if the military is something that's a foundation and stability for you, then you just have to weigh that against your age and your eligibility requirements. So, I've talked to people before that are 21, 22 years old, and they're like, yeah, I still have eligibility left. How do I get there? Rob Chapman's one of those guys. I don't know if he's been on the show, but Rob was one of the guys I took with me to Georgetown. Have written letters of recommendation for him. Put his videos out there. So did Coach Ace, and he's playing college ball. He's an Air
Nice.
Force guy, and he's playing college basketball. So Brian Baptiste is another one. Baptiste was he's a former NBA MVP for us, and he's playing was playing college basketball. Probably one of the greatest players that we've sent that's left the NBA to play college basketball. He is tough. All Marine, Team USA, and just a great basketball player. So
That's
it's
amazing.
yeah, I would recommend that they go play, but to really dive into like what they're getting into at that school, at that university, and what that university is going to provide for them.
Nice.
Okay. So, of course, Coach, you have a question from one of the high speeds in the comments. What player would you in the NBA would you love to coach?
NBA?
Yeah, NBA.
In the NBA, what player would I love to coach in the actual NBA? Man, it'd probably be one of these younger guys, man. Like,
Mm.
I like Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum. I think Devin Booker's is one that I would love to just I see their work ethic. I see their skill. Um, you know, who else? I think, man. If it's a dream for me, um, to actually coach them, it would be somebody like that has like a Trey Young, someone who has the talent of a Steph Curry, but it's not necessarily there yet. Um, so I would love to coach a Devin Booker or Damian Lillard. That's
Mm.
another.
Mm.
That's another one. The reason I like Damian Lillard is he is a loyal basketball player.
Right.
Understands the market where he's at. Understands that he just wants he wants them to put pieces around him so he can win his team a championship, and he trusts that organization, and so and he's just extremely skilled, a very skilled basketball player. I don't like that. I think I heard that CJ McCollum got let go, or they traded him. Is that the rumor, or is
For
that
real? You talking about from the Pelicans?
no,
No,
not
he was traded. Yeah, he was traded from the Pelicans. He was traded from Portland to the Pelicans.
yeah. So he lost his wingman. He
Right.
lost his number two, and
Right.
that
Okay.
guy he's one I would like to coach. He's another one. I mean,
CJ.
that guy
CJ. Yeah, CJ's
is
nice.
he
He
can
looks
go.
coachable. Yeah.
He can go.
Yeah,
So
he
Yeah.
that comment brings up a conversation we was having yesterday, Coach. And what do you think about the loyalty aspect in reference to organizations and the players, or the player to the organization, or the organization to the player? Does that do you think that
Mhm. Yeah, we
how
talked
do
about
you
that.
think that should be a divvy? Like, should the organization be loyal to that player, or vice versa, or should it just be like, understand that this is a business,
Or should you
and
be
in
loyal to
business,
yourself?
yeah.
It's a business until what are you in the business of doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Myself, I'm in the business that there's a commission for the NBA. I'm in the business of putting on the best military basketball tournament in the world. That's what I'm supposed to do, right? If you're an NBA team, you're a team in National Basketball Association, you're in the business of winning championships. That's it. That's the only thing you're in the business of doing. If you're not eating, sleeping, um, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
about a championship, then nobody cares. Like you're just wasting money. And for them to like let this guy go, um, and not put pieces um
Dang.
around Dame, that you risk losing the franchise, because now he's going to be like, well, you just traded away my best piece. I got to go figure out, what I got to do next to like
Or
figure
develop with somebody
develop
else.
with someone else. That can take years. You're going to blow my prime years as a prime player. Yeah, I would say I don't know if they had that conversation with him, but I do know that if they don't add pieces and Portland becomes a lottery team for years to come, they're going to lose. They're going to lose him, and then Portland's already a small market team. Ain't nobody really watching basketball. I mean, it's Portland. You know, it rains out there. It's Portland. It's just, it's a great city, but compared to the Lakers or compared to Dallas Mavericks or some of these top media market teams, they're not they're not doing themselves any favors by trading away pieces. And for what? Is it because you want to save money, or is it because you're trying to win a championship? And that's a question they got to answer to that player. Because if he decides to leave one day, Portland's done.
Done. So it's again a good point you make up, Coach. So going back into the little NBA, Brooklyn. I know that probably got Bishop's attention. Brooklyn has basically stated or made a sense that they're prioritizing players over picks when it comes to quote unquote possibly moving Kyrie and or KD. They're of course looking for high end superstars or a star to trade because they do not want to rebuild, and they're trying to prioritize the ability to be competitive now. Do you think that's sensible, or are they in the right mind? If let's put on our GM hats, is that where we be at right now with your top two players, which is one can be a little problematic, and your other wants out and has stated that they wants out? Where are you at as a GM right now with Brooklyn?
With Brooklyn, it's about the franchise. You have to think franchise personally. First of all, Kyrie doesn't care about the franchise at all. At all.
Really?
Does not care about the franchise. I don't know why he opted in, other than to, force the franchise. They're going to have to pay him, right? To force them to make a decision on his contract. KD is probably the third best basketball player in the world. So I said that. Okay. I put Steph ahead of him. And I still think LeBron James is the best basketball player in the world. So where KD goes, is gonna that's his legacy at this point. Right now the decision that they make about KD and wherever he goes, that's going to determine where he is at in NBA history, because he went to Brooklyn, he left Golden State, and he didn't accomplish the goals that he set out to accomplish, right? He has all the talent in the world around him. So I would say, I read something in here about him coming to Denver. If he comes to Denver, that's a problem. That is a problem.
Major problem.
That is a big problem. I don't even think Golden State would want him coming to Denver, because Golden State either. They with Jokic, it's a problem. So that, to me, if I'm KD, I'm looking at how do I get to Denver, right? At the same time, Brooklyn's got to look at what can they get out of that. Everybody says he's going to LA. LA, unfortunately, is a tragedy when it comes to stuff like this. I hate it. I hate to say it. I love the Lakers.
Yeah.
But we don't know how to close the deal.
We don't. It's like we simply next, think about it. Like I talked about how we get all that talent, but then look where we don't have a single one of any of that talent left.
Right? AD, what is AD doing? He's on a try. If it's me, I trade KD for AD.
Correct. I
Straight
said
up.
the same thing.
Straight up.
Ooh.
You put a stop trying to keep all your little pieces, right? Everybody's trying to keep all their little pieces, trying to keep LeBron James, keep
Westbrook.
AD, keep Westbrook, keep Kevin. No, you put LeBron James and KD on the same team, and that's a problem. That's a problem. Okay.
Without question.
And it
So
solidifies the future.
yeah, because yeah, Kate, but I don't know where you send Kyrie. I don't know where. So I was looking at his talent. I don't know where you send Kyrie because Kyrie has there's something there about him where he's a franchise killer. He's a franchise killer. I mean, look at Brooklyn, right? He went from winning NBA championships to breaking that entire thing up. And whoever put the out, that's a great. You get rid of them both. But you do not want Kyrie in Los Angeles because that's a Hollywood nightmare just waiting to happen. You do not.
But he's getting matched back up with LeBron though, coach. He's going right back to where he won his last night.
I think
you put Kyrie anywhere where the lights are on, like Brooklyn, LA. It's a problem.
I think he becomes the new Rodman.
Kyrie?
Yeah, he becomes a new Rodman in that sense. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
I don't know, man. For me, if I'm the Brooklyn's general manager, man, Kyrie, like the Commissioner Myers said, Kyrie has just tainted the whole entire organization of the Brooklyn Nets. I don't like him. I don't know why he opted in. I told Trey when he opted in, when Kyrie opted in, I said I would not be surprised if KD was to leave and ask for a trade. And sure enough, that same day KD asked for a trade, which was not surprising to me. I even called Trey that same day. I said, I told you he was going to ask for a trade. I said, I told you. And sure enough, he did that. Now, Trey did make a mention. They have been talking about KD going to Denver. Like you said, Commissioner Myers, that would be, oh my God. The West would be the Wild Wild West. It would be the Wild Wild West for real.
That is a huge problem. I looked at that on my phone. I was like,
ooh, I know. But Trey also mentioned another team, which would shock the NBA all across the board. And I'm sure you didn't watch the show yesterday, but he mentioned his team, and I'll say this too. And I say it would be so scary, and people would be on the edge of their seats, and it would change the whole city of Tennessee if he was to go to Memphis. If he was to go out to Memphis with that young boy of John Morant, they would, with that young talent that they got out there in Memphis, oh my God. That would be, you talking about a highlight reel? Oh my God. Oh man.
That's another West Coast team.
Right.
I just don't see KD.
I don't want him on the West unless he's in LA. I'm just going to be honest.
I don't see him in Tennessee. I wish he would. I wish Portland had enough money to pay him.
Ooh, somebody mentioned that though. Somebody mentioned.
I wish Portland had enough money to pay him.
Yeah, Memphis
doesn't have the package to trade for him either. I mean, they'd have to give him somebody like John Morant.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest problem. What you're coming across is like to get KD. What you're bringing him to connect up with is what you're trying to is like, and no one's going to have that potentially unless it's for the most part LA that can give up AD, but it depends on how Brooklyn sees AD. Like, do we see him as a cornerstone potentially?
The biggest thing that could happen for KD, and first of all this I'm the star stuff. Jokic is the star in Denver. He's the man in Denver. There ain't no, but Jokic, he's not KD. So there's gonna have to be some give and take there, much like Steph did when KD came to the Warriors. Because everybody's like, oh well, this and that. Nah, if Steph Curry still takes the same shots that he normally takes and doesn't defer to KD, I don't know that KD's not asking for a trade anyway from Golden State. But
which it is a mention, Commissioner Myers, that he may go back to Golden State. There are mentions.
I
Wow.
I don't see that happening, and
Yeah.
here's why. First of all, it's a tragedy with him and Draymond Green. They do not get along.
That part.
No matter what people say about Draymond Green, he's a factor. Okay, he's a factor. You cannot say you don't take a piece like Draymond and trade him away when he damn near had a triple double in the last game of the NBA Finals. You don't do that. He's a person that's invaluable for so many different reasons. So you don't mess up that chemistry for KD, not if you want to keep winning championships.
Mm-hmm.
So the best place for KD is probably Brooklyn. I saw Phoenix on there. I think Phoenix has some things that they can offer to KD. But they're doing this all to beat a team that has no superstars. And somebody mentioned the comment here, the era of the super team, right? I'm glad I want it to be over. I want that because you see, even in military basketball, I hate it when people be stacking a team and trying to go do stuff and it's not about your installation. It's about your plane ticket, and when you fly in. And so I'm all about build something from jump, go have a tryout, build the chemistry, play some games, be a unit, be a family. And if you so happen to win, great. If you don't, then hey, you just go back and you build and add more pieces and build it again. But all these like high marquee players in the NBA trying to go form an all-star team to beat a bunch of like nobodies, like a bunch of guys that are just average, but they play really well together. I think that's crazy, and I think it's too much hype around the whole KD trade anyway, because you don't even know wherever he lands, you don't even know if that's going to be effective.
That part.
You just don't.
Or
even
for the most part, they're going to probably have to, which was the latest, in which no one's really talking about. They may have to keep them both. Like instead of
and it becomes a Brooklyn horror story.
Yeah, that's what I said yesterday.
It becomes a horror story in Brooklyn.
Yep.
Meanwhile, you see what the Knicks are doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
making moves.
They're making moves, and that's the thing. But I do believe that Kyrie tried to run that organization into the ground by just stupid stuff, man.
Yeah, just being dumb. Yeah,
just silly.
Yeah, just frankly being dumb. I totally agree with you on that. I don't see KD going to Miami. And again, this is what I felt. Now, mind you, this is what I said yesterday, Commissioner Myers, to Trey. I feel like I'm almost putting KD in the same boat, and you probably gonna disagree with this, Commissioner Myers, but it is what it is. I'm almost putting KD in the same boat as LeBron James.
No, you're not wrong about that.
Okay.
You're not wrong about that.
I do. I feel like
there's a lot of hype. It's all about, the decision, 4.0. I told you, he's the third best basketball player in the world. That's my point. Third best basketball player in the world. All the hype about, being the GOAT and all that, or him being better than LeBron James, stop it. Okay. When you had the opportunity to do that, you didn't do it. Okay. LeBron James was down 3-1. Okay. Until somebody comes back and does that. And a lot of people, because I am not a LeBron James fan. I love his game, and he's the greatest philanthropist off the court of all time. Probably second to Muhammad Ali. But on the court and some of the things that he does, just his game is not. I'm not a fan of it. But he is a winner. And you put LeBron James on the Brooklyn Nets, and they win a championship. They win a championship. You put LeBron James on the Nets, they win a championship. You take LeBron away, they don't win a championship. You put AD on the Nets, they get to Boston. They can't get past Boston. KD, you're in here 2-time NBA Finals MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
That part.
You can't get past Boston.
Yeah.
You getting upstaged by Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
You got to show me, man. You got. I mean, and it doesn't matter where you go. Now, if he goes to Denver, that's a problem. That is a. I would, as a coach, I'm looking at that. You got inside outside game. You got two people that are 7 feet tall. One is playing on the wing, right? That's a problem.
So do you feel like that's the same problem? Do you feel like they have the same force out there in Minnesota now that Gobert is out there with Big Cat?
I don't know, man. You talking about Rudy Gobert?
Yeah, Rudy Gobert.
Yes.
He got out to Minnesota out there with Big Cat.
He's another one, millennial. I look at I look at these dudes, man. I think he made a comment that he would have shut down Shaq.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Don't say stuff like that, man. In any era that we talk about in basketball, you're not shutting down Shaq.
That part.
In any era in any era in basketball,
that part.
You're not shutting down Shaquille O'Neal. Whether it's Wilt Chamberlain's era, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who's the center now? Joel Embiid. You are not shutting down Shaquille O'Neal. It's not happening. So why would you say something like that? So sometimes, I mean, he's a great person. I mean, he's a good defensive player and everything, but I mean, what else does he really do?
And that's that part.
What marquee thing does Rudy Gobert bring to, like, Shaquille O'Neal is backing you down, dunking on you, jump hooks in the lane, triple doubles, getting assists, throwing alley oops to people, like played with Kobe. What is Rudy Gobert doing
to say that? Yeah, to even put himself in a conversation like that.
How does he make Karl Anthony Towns better?
Ooh.
So that's a good question. I think the only thing he's going to do,
right?
Yeah.
I think the only thing he's going to do to make Karl Anthony Towns better is relieve the defensive what he has to do on defense. Yeah, that's the only thing now, because now he gets to go from center to power forward.
The four.
Yeah. So that's the only thing he's going to do. But like you said, I think there's lacking on the offensive end, and he's just going to be an anchor for the defense. In which, how far does that go when you run up against a team like the coach was just saying, or the commissioner was just saying, when you run up against a team that's got a bunch of above average players that are doing it all over the floor, and now you have to now that one defensive anchor isn't going to be effective enough when you got when you have a team full of people that's running all over the place, athletic, can put up what you can, and just doesn't make what you make. So that's all he's doing is really
Donovan Mitchell still in Utah?
Currently, yes.
Currently, yes.
Okay. Yes. So that's another spot for KD.
The Utah Jazz.
Yeah, because but I just don't. I mean, I just don't see how Rudy Gobert adds anything to, like, Minnesota is still going to be the number 7 through 10 team. They're just missing a lot, and I don't see him adding something to their pack. I mean, I just don't see him adding something to Minnesota with Karl Anthony Towns. I just don't think he makes them better. I mean, it's a move. So
what do y'all think about this comment? I labeled this as were more shots fired, as of course our beloved Jenny Buss had a tweet on 4th of July stating that she misses Kobe or KB. He would understand and explain everything that I'm not allowed to. Honestly, he was the greatest Laker ever. He understood team over self, meaning no rewards would come if you value team goals over your own, and everything would fall into place. And then she stated, all can reply. Were these more shots fired at her current players, current organization, or was she just speaking out?
So let me make this very, very, very clear. You see Kobe, where Kobe at?
Yeah.
Kobe right over there, right? Right.
Yes.
I love Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Kobe Bryant is the greatest basketball player of all time in the history of the game. That's just me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Kobe was selfish.
Very.
He was that last
Very.
year.
People don't very.
Kobe in the last 3 years of his NBA career,
50 million.
Kobe took the money over winning championships for LA. Right? They made a mistake. The Lakers made several mistakes. They went after another championship, an 18th ring or a 17th ring championship, right? But when they picked up Nash, they picked up Dwight Howard. I think they kept. Did they keep Gasol? I think that they could trade.
Yeah.
But they kept.
Well, no, they were supposed to move Gasol for the Chris Paul trade.
Right.
But
right.
it didn't happen when the NBA vetoed it, and then you was left with
Chris Paul.
But Kobe could have opened his contract, could have restructured it so that some of the pieces that he needed in his final years of playing basketball, could have, the Lakers could have been a more storied franchise by winning more championships, but he didn't do that. I mean, guys
took the money.
He took the money and
he pulled the Aaron Rodgers.
Right. And that's the difference between Kobe and LeBron. Okay. Because I think LeBron was getting like 15 million or something. I mean, he was like, LeBron has done things. LeBron, you can say, this and that. I mean, he's worth $1 billion. So it was about winning for him. And he did things in his contract when they brought in, who they bring in to Cleveland. When they brought those guys into Cleveland to win those, the Kyrie Irvings and what's the other boy, Kevin Love. When they bring those guys in, he did stuff with his contract to make sure that he could have the pieces around him to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
He learned from the super team experience, and he did the same. I think they did the same thing in Miami too, with Wade and Allen and Chris Bosh and all those guys. So we can sit here and say that that those shots weren't fired. Those shots were fired at the players. I think they were, but she can't use Kobe as the example.
Yeah, because he definitely took the money.
That's a bad example.
He took the money, man. He took the money, and us Laker fans, we got this. We suffered. We got to see Kobe play with like trash lineups, like dudes that just, man, And so what happened? Getting out there, working too hard, hurts his Achilles. And it's his own fault because he could have opened it up. So Jeannie Buss is wrong with that. But that whole Laker front office thing, it's like a telenovela. It's crazy. It's like a soap opera.
I mean, in hearing that, Trey, I gotta say, I gotta agree with the commissioner on that part too. In regards to, I mean, Kobe was definitely a bad example to put him into the whole statement. However, it was a jab at the current players. I'm sure it was something that it was weighing heavy on her chest, and that's something she felt like she really needed to get off her chest to get the people to get an understanding of what she's going through and what the players are going through, and how she feels about how everything is transpiring in the Lakers organization. So, I mean, I'm not mad at her. I mean, she chose love. We know she loved Kobe. Kobe loved her. So of course she's probably that's the whole reason why she threw Kobe in.
I think Kobe was to her what Magic was to her father.
That part, agreed.
I think so. I think so. But I mean, she's the owner of the team. She can say whatever the hell she wants.
That part.
And then of course, like I can agree with every part of it except for that part. Like she said, basically he was a voice. He would be the person to say, because we know as a lot of people didn't want to play with Kobe because he was brash and direct and didn't say what he want. So of course he said what she didn't want. So I can get that part. Like I said, I don't agree with he understand team over. He understood self over team. He understood team over self. Like Commissioner was just saying that. Like we all know, Kobe took that money where he could have opened it up. By the time he left, he's getting paid $50 million. So it's like, and he wasn't a $50 million player. And then I
Anymore.
think, yeah,
Anymore.
anymore.
Yeah.
And then lastly, the meaning of course, I'm very sure Kobe would speak that the meaning of reward once everything else is falling into place, you can get reward. So it definitely was a situation like you were saying where she, like I think she found Kobe to be her Magic Johnson, and still had Magic too. But you know what I'm saying, like we said, Kobe was probably her love, just like Magic was her father's love. And
I think I also think Jenny Buss, I think that's what she was looking for out of the big three in LA. Another Kobe like type mentality in regards to the team. I think she was looking for that out of LeBron, whether it be LeBron, whether it been Westbrook, whether it been AD. I think that's what she was hoping for in
You're
bringing
not
one
going
of
to
those
get that.
guys.
This is a new generation.
That I totally agree. Totally agree. I think
Generation.
that's what she was looking for, though.
LeBron is the oldest. LeBron is the oldest millennial of all of them.
Right.
So that me thinking, that me thought process is you know, if the millennials had a grandfather, it would be LeBron James, right? And so and that's just a generational shift in where these players are thinking. I mean, players now don't think about winning at the end until they don't win. I mean, even at this level, everybody's like, "Oh, I want to play here. I want to play there. I'm gonna, you know, I want to play. I'm gonna play for multiple teams, and then when it's time for me to come back and get what I want, and play in the big game, you know, I'll come back and show some type of loyalty or be, you know, loyal to the team. And some coaches like me who are dinosaurs, maybe we expect loyalty. Jeannie Buss expects loyalty. She expects people to be out there and be all for the organization. And you don't see that anymore. I mean, look how many times people get 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. The NBA didn't used to work like that. You used to go to a franchise and that's where you were at for like 4 or 5 years.
I was just thinking that, Commissioner Mike. I was like, man, back in the day, you didn't see the stars just hop, skipping, and jumping all over the league like you do now.
Oh, they bought houses in that community. I mean, like you knew where they lived. You delivered their paper to their place, and that's just how it was back in the day. Now, people are like, you know, people be buying houses where they think they're gonna live.
Right.
So they may not even live. They may be with Chet Holmgren might be in OKC, but have his mind set on leaving OKC in the next 3 years if that situation doesn't work out. And that's just how the league, that's how the league and where things have gone now. And
that's so right, because I was still thinking as I was I was like, man, all these 1-year deals, 2-year deals with a player option is like, well, how do you even solidify yourself on a team with a 1-year, 2-year deal, or even when you come down to it to where now you've been relegated from a potential, because you got to think, like Coach was just saying. So we didn't mention with that OKC team, Serge Ibaka was you know what I'm saying? Now Serge Ibaka, he signed a 1-year deal to stay in Milwaukee. Like he's being bounced around and all this type of stuff. So it's like definitely, like you said, the landscape has changed, especially now that you have players that can opt out to get more money for the same team and things of that nature. To where, of course, it's, you know what I'm saying.
What is it reminiscent of? What is it reminiscent of? It's the AAU mentality.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Coming into the professional.
Everything comes back, comes back.
Because that AAU mentality of I'll go play here. If I don't average 20, then I got to go play someplace else because I need to get seen. I need to be looked at. But what people don't understand is you're like 1 in a million to get to the NBA, right? So now that one person, that 1 in a million person is saying, hey, I'm in the NBA, but I want to have options. I want to have it my way. I don't like the coach, I go someplace else. I don't like the system, I go place else.
I don't get along with this person.
personally don't want to adapt and become a better person, a better player, and be multicultural, multi versatile, and evolve and multidimensional as an athlete and a basketball player. I just want to do things my way.
Mm-hmm.
When that mentality runs wild, that's the problem. That's just where we are in the league, and at some point it's going to snap back. And
Mm-hmm.
I think what's happened is the Golden State Warriors have said, you know, no, we'll keep everybody. We'll pay the taxes. We make enough money with our revenue sales, with our premier guy Steph Curry. We're just going to keep, you know, we're going to keep winning, because at the end of the day, you can make all the money you want, but you're still a loser.
Mm-hmm. I get that. So
That part.
at the at the top of the hour, Bishop brought up. We was talking about the cover of the NBA, the new
Okay.
NBA 2K23, and
Uh-oh.
so in my mind, Coach, in my mind, Commissioner, in my mind, Bishop, I keep struggling with this. Right?
Uh-oh.
What, as you, just like Coach, as you stated, and something else. I'm going to say something that's probably very blasphemous. All my Lakers fans is probably not going to like it, but when you said LeBron is the greatest coach, of course Bishop shook his head because he believed Mike is the greatest. And we're talking about eras. I know we have different eras in which LeBron's the greatest in his era, Kobe was the greatest in his era, LeBron was the greatest. I mean, and Mike was the greatest in his era. But when we talk about goats in all times, what makes Jordan the goat in my
What
mindset? Like,
what
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 makes
makes
Jordan?
Jordan a GOAT?
Yes, what made Jordan the goat?
To me, well, first, he's only better than Kobe because he has
One
more
more
ring,
championship.
one more championship. Okay. Um, what makes him the GOAT? Work ethic, footwork, um, a drive to punish you, to literally just say, like, the difference, but the reason why LeBron is not the GOAT, in my opinion, is because he lacks a killer instinct. He,
Mm.
he lacks a look. Kobe was gonna destroy you. He was gonna kill you. Um, uh, Mike MJ will destroy you, and he didn't. You could like pass him and cut your eyes at him a wrong way, or your shoes be untied, and he doesn't like the way you look. That was enough motivation for him to drop 60 on you in a
Mm,
win, not 60 in a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Like 60 in a win.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe 81 in a win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what makes you the GOAT is when, like, you can win, right? What makes you a GOAT or the best at what you do is when you rise above all the other circumstances that are against you. If you look in history, that's what's happened. You look at Ali, took his title, took his title and his boxing license away. What happened? Rose above it. Okay.
That's not.
Kobe Bryant, accused of sexual assault, left with Shaq, rebuilt. I mean, Shannon Brown got a championship ring because of Kobe,
mm-hmm.
because Kobe's like, I'm going to rise above everything else and show people I'm the best basketball player in the world. LeBron is the best basketball player in the world. Um, but he actually laid claim to that title. Like, he actually said it. I've never heard Kobe say, I'm the best basketball player in the world. I've never heard Michael Jordan say, I'm the best basketball player in the world. It's just understood. It's understood.
What's understood doesn't have to be said.
Does not have to be said. For the whole time that Kobe Bryant was in the league, it never had to be said that he was
Facts.
the best basketball player in the world. It was just facts. It's just
You can't argue it. It is what it is. It was no argument about it. I mean, some of the best basketball players in the world, whoever played, and those that played against Jordan, those that played with Jordan, will even say the same exact thing. He's the best to ever do it. To make him put him on GOAT status. When you look at Michael Jordan was the biggest. He was not the biggest. 6'6", 225 pounds. That's man. That right now, that's a straight point guard now in the league.
Yeah.
The 6'6" is nothing.
When have you heard Steph Curry say, "I'm the greatest shooter in NBA history"?
You will never hear him say that.
You'll never hear him say that.
You'll never hear him say that.
It's just understood.
It's understood.
It's understood.
It's very understood, and it will always be like that. Hopefully that will never change. When it comes to like Coach Myers, Commissioner Myers is saying, when you start saying stuff like stupid stuff start coming out of your mouth, like the Gobert saying I'll shut down Shaq and things of that nature. Come on, man. You know in your mind that it's not real.
But somebody's gotten to LeBron because he stopped doing that. He's not really doing those types of things
right anymore. He's grown up.
He's grown up. He's got his publicist.
Right.
He really doesn't. He's really. That's the thing that I love about him now is that he has evolved and understands that I don't need to go out there and say everything. He's got kids and a wife. I mean, he's so mature now.
Yes, he's matured a lot.
He doesn't have to do those things, but he's spawned a generation of athletes that do that.
Right.
That's the thing that I don't think it was the best thing for the game. But I mean, he's his own person, and I still like him. I like LeBron James. I think, but he's not the GOAT.
Right. And I like LeBron James. I'm not taking nothing from him, man. He is one of the best players to ever come out of high school and to enter the NBA outside of Kobe Bryant and play at a high level as he's played. He's one of him and Kobe. Don't get me wrong. I'm not down in Kevin Garnett or any of these other players who came out of high school and played ball, because there was many before them that did it as well. However, when it comes down to it, Kobe and LeBron solidified it. They were the two who came out of high school and showed you that you being a high school player, if your skills and if you work hard enough and have a great work ethic, you can make it into the NBA and be very, very, very successful. As we know, but LeBron James is now a billionaire. So, I mean, it can happen. And he was a role model for that. And I will not take that away from him. I applaud LeBron James. I applaud Kobe Bryant, may he rest in peace, for doing that for our youth, to allow them to have that to look up to say that they can do that. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's now you can't do it anymore. You can't come from the college. I mean, can't come from high school and go into the NBA anymore. But at the time, that was something to look forward to.
Yeah.
So who would y'all say? Go ahead, Commissioner.
No, there's a question that was said that who's the most impactful change the game player in the NBA? Two names. Shaq changed the game, and Steph Curry.
I agree with that.
I can say that.
Steph Curry changed the game.
So the question I was about to ask. Oh, there's another question that actually comes in my mind when you said that. But the first question I asked is, well, I'll give two questions. I'll give them both. First question, and y'all can answer in any order. First question: Is there a GOAT for the next era already amongst us, or is it still to come? And second one is, who would you consider in between? Is it unfortunate that Steph is in the same era as LeBron and quote unquote KD, or is he polarizing enough to lay claim to a GOAT in this particular era?
If Steph Curry keeps shooting threes the way he's shooting threes, he stays healthy, he's gonna be, I don't know where he's at with points, but he's gonna be up there with points all the time. Steph Curry could end up being in that. He will be in the, if he wins another, he's got what, 3 or 4?
4. He's got four. This was
Got
his
4
fourth.
rings,
He
man.
has 4 rings.
Yeah, he gets like 2 or 3 more.
He's slowly creeping into that stratosphere.
No, the GOAT talk for him has already began. That's already begun because he's smaller and he's just you can't name a person on the planet who can do what Steph Curry can do. Somebody said Jokic is the future GOAT. I don't think so.
Nah.
So, but his question is, do you need rings to be considered a GOAT, though?
Yes, you do.
Okay, there it is.
Without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt.
There it
You can't do that. It's like that's like blasphemous or that's disrespectful to sit up and that's like disrespectful to sit up and talk about, say. That's like
that's like Charles Barkley trying to tell Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal about back-to-back. And
he never did it.
Shaq was like, "There's only 2 people on this panel who know what."
They be dragging Chuck about that, man. I be feeling so bad for Chuck. It's like Chuck,
he bring it on himself, though. Chuck bring it on himself. He be bringing it on himself. He
says things. He says things.
Better. Chuck know better.
It's like, why would you say stuff? But I do not think Giannis is another one that.
So let me ask you this, Commissioner. Before hold your thought real quick. So I'm with you on this right here in regards to, do you think you need rings to be a GOAT? So let me say this then. Why isn't, because you just stated one of the 2 people that you named that changed the game completely, has been such an impact, was Shaquille O'Neal. Why is Shaquille O'Neal not considered a GOAT?
Because one, he has 4 rings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Most dominant big man ever in basketball.
And he did not. He has some limitations in his game. When you're a GOAT, you make your free throws.
Yeah, it's hard for a center.
When you're Kareem made his free throws, right?
Mm-hmm.
He shot 70%. When you're a GOAT, you're in shape. You're always in condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're a GOAT, you win more than 4 rings. I'm just saying. I mean,
okay.
You got Magic was considered the GOAT for a long time. 5 championships.
Right. Okay. So there's a number of rings in which you need to win.
You cannot be considered a GOAT if you've got less than 4 championship rings.
Okay. Okay. I like it.
Cannot.
So, and I think additionally, like you said, like Anthony just said, it's kind of hard, like Commissioner Mines was just saying, to call a GOAT a center when you have your LeBrons or your Steph Curry's. Like it becomes hard to just say that you're this is a GOAT. Like, is Shaq even the GOAT of centers at this point? Is like that's the first step.
Top 2.
Easy. Without question, he was
without question
dominant center ever. Without question, bro. He has to.
Not even up for discussion.
Yeah,
the only other person that could be ahead of him is Kareem.
Kareem.
That part.
Yeah.
So
you can say Kareem is number 2 and Shaq is number 1,
but it's vice versa.
Yeah,
it's vice versa.
There's no other dominant centers in the league.
So that's basically that's where you start out with. Like we talk about when Chase Poole said he was number 3. He's like, okay, let's break this down. So I'm saying that's the first place you start out, like where in his genre, I mean, in his position group, where does he stand at? There we go. But it's hard. It's just, I think it's unfortunate, but it's hard to sit up and to say, or even give that to maybe in the future where there's less smaller players or agile or multi-talented players or more, that's going to be where it's like we get to where a center dominates again, where we be able to say that.
A center or a power forward?
I think he was a power forward that played center.
Power forward, yeah. I thought he was a power forward that played center.
So if Bill Russell could be considered the greatest power forward of all time, but I think he plays center too sometimes. So I mean, you could say that. You could say Bill Russell, but Bill Russell's not guarding Shaq again.
Nobody
in any era,
nobody
of basketball.
That part.
Nobody is guarding Shaquille O'Neal.
Nobody.
It's not happening. This is the guy. They had to build a new rim.
Yeah,
That's a change the game. When you talk about
change the game,
thing. That is a
They
thing.
put extra basketball rims in NBA arenas because he was tearing them down. The only other person that was doing that was like Daryl
Dawkins.
Dawkins.
Daryl Dawkins, the only other player that was tearing up basketball.
They was actually about to start finding him for
tearing them up. Yep,
for tearing them up.
Yep.
And then what's funny is Shaq was doing it before he became LA Shaq, which he was bigger. He was a lot bigger as LA Shaq. He was doing it as LSU Shaq, basically, in doing it. So definitely. So I get that. So what about the?
So to answer your question though, real quick, Trey. So is there a GOAT in our future? I'm sure.
Or is it now? Or who would it be?
Have we laid our eyes on him?
Yeah, we have.
I feel like we have. I do. I feel like we have.
I'm interested in who.
Well, he said Steph. And
I think
Steph is the next Eric's GOAT.
Next 5 years, Steph Curry will be considered the GOAT. The only
the thing about Steph though, he doesn't have any defensive awards. None.
Do we need defensive awards for this? For it to be considered a GOAT?
So for me, let me just speak for me. For me to be an all-around GOAT, you need to have an all-around game. An all-around game. You have to be great in all around. Offensively, defensively, everything. Now we know Jordan.
So what's the defense of a GOAT? Maybe
no, listen. Jordan won a few defensive player of the year awards.
Well, a lot.
He only won one.
Was it one? He was on a lot of all defensive teams.
Oh, you know what? No,
he was on all defensive teams.
Defensive teams. Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
He was the defense. He was on. He made all defense just about every year he played.
That's what I'm thinking.
But he didn't. He's only won one Defensive Player of the Year award, and that was because he led the league in steals.
Yep.
And Jordan was a lockdown defender. So was Kobe. Kobe never won a Defensive Player of the Year award, but he was all NBA defense for several years too. I don't think when you start talking about the GOAT, you got to start looking at what people do off the court too. And that's where I think Steph Curry, that's where I would say he does a lot off the court. We just don't know about it. But what LeBron's doing with like building schools and all that stuff, I mean, you're a recognizable face. The GOAT is not about everything you just do on the court, right? Mm-hmm. You got to win. You got to have rings. You got to do all that stuff.
Okay.
But how does the globe, how does the people of this planet look at you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so that's what gets you the GOAT status. He wins another championship ring. I do not see him not being considered top 3 all time. All time. And somebody put Hakeem. That's a tough one. Like I said, top 2.
I thought about Hakeem. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about
centers ever. Yeah, the top 3 centers ever.
I will say that too. I thought about Hakeem. I did.
Was tough.
I did. I thought about Hakeem the Dream.
I did. Think about 3 other centers in the game. You can't. There's just nobody who's on that level.
You can't,
especially now because some
people gonna say David Robinson. Some people gonna, but what about David? What about the Admiral and all of that? I get it.
Robinson's definitely not guarding Shaq.
None of these cats.
Respect to my Navy people out there.
He's not
guarding Shaq.
He's not. There's no one else. What Coach Myers has said.
I'd like to take an opportunity to plug the fact that Shaquille O'Neal was raised by an Army.
Yes.
He is a military brat. He is a military brat.
So, but okay. So Coach says Steph Bishop. You who are you thinking?
So if I have to agree with Coach because we have seen the greatest shooter to ever grace a hardwood floor in Steph
Currently,
we have seen the greatest shooter ever. And some people may argue it, but there's no argument. He is the greatest shooter ever to grace a hardwood floor.
So you don't think it? So that's why I said ever. Not to cut you off, Mr. Just right to get this. So you don't think because we thought the same thing of Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, and Steph. So you don't think? You think the Brett? So the bar is already too high already,
bro. It's different. When you shooting threes and you walk away, and when you shoot, don't even look to see if it goes in. If you do this and you just you over here like looking
Bro,
at stuff and
bro.
and
And it's
and-
deep
and-
threes. Deep. They ain't even like they not the he ain't at the line shooting them. He deep walking away.
It's like walking on the range. Already know you finna get 40, no matter what.
He 2 steps past half court, shooting the 3, walking away.
Yo, you remember double dribble? Remember like
yes. Oh yeah, that's that one spot. That one spot. Yeah.
This is like his range is unlimited.
It's
There's
ridiculous.
just we're never even the people who do shoot the ball. They're like Reggie Miller. They're gonna tell you
right.
Like he's the greatest shooter like ever.
Like,
and it's not just threes either, man. Like he's like 100% like inside the 3-point line.
Like ever. Like and what Commissioner Myers is saying, he is probably the next person in line to be put on GOAT status. Yeah.
The GOAT, all that stuff started after this finals. Like when you're down 2-1 to Boston, and you deliver a 43-point performance, right?
Boy.
And in Boston,
bro,
that's GOAT.
That's GOAT status.
Yeah,
you're GOAT status, bro. Like you right there on that. You're on the pedestal, bro.
I just like to believe. Of course, we know that's God given without. I mean, of course, like I said, faith, work without faith is dead. But I just think there's the next Steph Curry somewhere working. If not working, is coming. So that's why I said for now. Like I do believe that he's going to hold that mantle for a long time to come. We might not ever even see.
As far as the best shooter is concerned, that we will ever, he will hold.
We probably won't see them. But
for years.
Who's the next Muhammad Ali? Have we ever seen another Muhammad Ali?
Nope.
Okay.
The only one that came close was Mike Tyson.
But he wasn't the showman like
Floyd.
Right. The
only person that has ever been replicated, as in cloned, was Mike. MJ.
Yeah, cloned by
Kobe. That's the only time we're wrong, because everyone was like, "We'll never see another MJ and shoot like they play together in the same All-Star game." So but aside from that, you're never gonna see a person shoot the ball like Steph Curry, ever.
Like So what I'm hearing is we are more likely, because what I think no one gives true credence to is they don't give it to Clay. So we're saying, so is it to say is a conversation? Oh yeah, I know he's number two. So yeah, he's definitely number 2. So is there?
And definitely not don't want to downplay Clay, because Clay can definitely shoot the pill. One of the great to shoot the pill too. Don't get me wrong.
He's number 2.
He's good. Yeah. He's very good at shooting the pill. But it's something about Steph and Clay. Steph just takes his to a whole new level.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So is it possible to see someone closer to Clay than we are going to ever see closer?
Yeah, because Trey Young can catch a Clay. Trey Young can catch a Clay. Oh yeah, Trey Young.
I think the only thing I think in that aspect, what has helped is the fact that Clay was gone for 2 years. I think we'll be having a whole different conversation if Clay was still around.
Curry is different, man.
Oh no. Yeah, he's not going to touch Steph. But I think Clay would be so much further ahead as a shooter.
No, I don't think he's lost anything. I think people just forgot about Clay.
That part,
right? They just forget that
the guy looking for him.
And he's just
gonna be different.
Back.
He's gonna be different come this year. I definitely without a doubt.
Coming this year with a whole off season to try to get himself right.
Yeah, full strength Clay. Yeah, it's gonna be a difference. But the thing about Clay's not shooting the range in which Steph is shooting. That's the whole difference. Clay's not shooting from where Steph is shooting from.
True that, but Clay would fill it up. Like Clay is a better. Okay, is it clear to say that Clay is a better scorer than Steph?
No,
man.
No, not in my opinion. Not to me, he's not. Not to me.
I think I think with Clay is on, he's more clutch than Steph.
Nah, I'm not gonna say that either.
Me neither, bro. I can't.
You gotta understand the degree of difficulty shots he's taking.
I got that. True that. But maybe it comes from the fact of if they hadn't pulled Clay from the game, Clay might have eclipsed 81.
points in the game.
Yeah, when he was because he got what 60, 63.
60 something, yeah, 63. I think it
If
was.
they had to pull him from the game, he would have probably eclipsed 81. I think that's how hard he was on at that point.
Well,
But
he's when you're feeling it like that,
it'll make a difference who you are. We can be that.
But the thing is that that's Steph Curry like going
consistently
to the bathroom. As soon as he walks in as soon as he walks in the arena, like he can get out the shower. Like
That's
it's just
insane,
he can get in the car, get out the car in the parking lot. His range is ridiculous.
You know what we know.
Have we seen him Steph? Did them showing Steph shoot from the tunnel, bro? From the tunnel, like
when we know that Steph has reached the GOAT status is when instead of saying Kobe, you're saying Steph or Curry. When you see everyone
when people take the shot, yeah, Steph. People
are
already saying that though. People are People already saying that.
I don't think I don't. It's different. It's just Kobe is known for taking. When you say Kobe, right? You're saying Kobe because you're taking a mid-range jump shot. Degree of difficulty is tough, and you know it's going in.
You know it's going in.
Curry is like on another level when it comes to that. It's like it's just different, man. It's hard to explain, but he's just.
It's so hard.
If he wins another championship, I mean, he's already changed the game, but I just you're not going to see someone. He's like right now, he's the all-time leader for 3-point shots.
That's right. That's right.
Every shot that he takes now makes it even harder for someone to break that record, kind of like Kareem. Like every point after Kareem became the all-time leading scorer, he went on to score almost like another 30,000, another couple thousand points.
Yeah.
It's like Jerry Rice's record for touchdowns.
Yeah.
Who's going to touch that record?
But let me ask you this real quick. I know we rushed out of time, but let me ask you this, Commissioner Myers. Took another. Where was it? Do you believe this right here?
What is that?
MJ was a clone of Dr. J.
Hell no. No. Nah. MJ was MJ. Period.
Okay.
MJ was MJ. The high flying stuff, maybe you could say he, like dunking and everything. Michael Jordan took it to another level as far as scoring wise. Like he took it to another level. Like he just was trying to destroy you. So yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
So of course, like Bishop was saying, that's our time for today. Of course, we're gonna jump off here and go once we drop off here, we're gonna talk to Commissioner Myers about a couple of things real quick. And but of course, like you said, anything, we greatly appreciate your high speeds rocking with us, being in formation this morning. You know where to catch us every morning, 09 to 1100 hours. That's 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for all those military minded people. Before I drop off, Commissioner, before we drop off, I had one question to you. 400 meter paper, are you taking that shot? 400 meter paper. 400 meter paper, M16 range. Are you taking that shot? Well, you shoot a 9 mil. I stand corrected. My fault. But when you were carrying M16 qualification 400 meter paper, are you taking that shot?
At 400 meters?
The target on the paper target, the one where it's set up like a 400 meter. So where you got to put 3 in each. I mean,
first I was enlisted, so I was a Hawkeye in basic.
Okay. Oh, okay. See, that's that talk. He sounded like LeBron saying he was the greatest.
So I was a Hawkeye in basic, so I didn't miss any targets. And yes, I take those.
Okay. He better than me because I'm not. When they be, you're supposed to put 3 in each one.
Qualification, right?
Yeah, for qual.
For qual. So you like save your bullets and save your ammo. For your closer range.
That's what I'm doing.
No, I took.
I did. I one time in my year, I held on to that so long. I did get expert at one time in my career, and I held on. I tried not to go back to the M16 range just so I could keep that on my chest. But of course, it was short lived. And I was able to, but I was a grenadier at one point, so I could say that grenadier, expert, but I was more of a sharpshooter.
I definitely, I took that shot every time. And even when I was, because we still have to qualify as officers. I still, I take them every time. But yeah, in basic training, boy, I didn't miss. I did not miss. Funny.
Nice.
So
of course, gentlemen, before we jump off here, any last words?
No, man. Thank you so much for y'all tuning in. And y'all have a great hump day. We appreciate Commissioner Myers as always coming on the show. We thank you so much, Commissioner, for being a part of the show as always. Y'all enjoy. Thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to tune in Monday through Friday from 09 to 1100 hours for you civilian personnel. That's 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're gonna holler back at y'all.
We greatly, like you said, we'll talk to Commissioner Myers after we drop off here. Enjoy your day for the time. Show attention, Fallout. See ya tomorrow morning.
Row 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated in the building. We'll holler back at y'all. Peace.